Hi, once again, welcome. All right, you've made it this far again. I'm so proud of you. We're going to be looking at something that's very, very important now. It's in terms of mindset. And it's a mindset of teamwork, collaboration, communion, and community. The reason I want to talk about that is because when I started, I was really by myself. If I remember, I'd just gotten out of the hospital. I'd gotten a car accident. I was paralyzed for a couple of days, and I realized after a while that I wasn't going to be able to go back to work, and I hated that job anyways at the hospital. And so one day I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? And I remember, getting paralyzed, getting out of the car, and making sure everybody's okay. And then all of a sudden, the paramedic comes to me and touches my back and just pow, just white light. And I didn't know at the time, but I think I went on the other side, came back really fast. And so I'm on the stretcher, I can't move, I can't feel anything. I'm going to the hospital, I get there, my dad comes, I told him to call my dad. My dad said, when you want me to keep you here, bring you to the hospital, because that one didn't have that good of a reputation. I said, no, never mind, I'm here, I don't want to move right now, I don't feel good, I can't feel anything. I said, just don't tell my mom. Next thing you know, my mom finds out, of course. I would have done the same thing. And so she comes and, oh my God, please. She just starts crying, of course, but I'm in a different state of mind. I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to get up? Because I can't move. I can't feel anything and I can't move. And so she starts crying and she starts saying, you know what are you going to do now? You're going to be here. Somebody's have to change your bedpan every day. What are you going to do for work? Blah, blah, blah. And she's crying. All of a sudden, and I love my mom, don't get me wrong. I'm like, you know what? Just shut up. Just shut up. If you're not going to tell me anything positive, just shut up. You think I'm going to stay here? I don't care about this. I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to change the world. Oh, you're changing the world, blah, blah, blah. And just to give you an idea, right? So I said, listen, they bring me in a room. The next day I'm like, listen, I need you to get me Tony Robbins' Unlimited Power right now. I need a couple of books. Can't read them. Somebody read them. I'd be really appreciated. And my girlfriend at the time, she came to read me a couple of pages. So Diane, I still thank you for that. And so, not sure what I'm going to do later. And I'm thinking, okay, I can't go back to work. It's too heavy. I hate that job. And you know what? I just come out of a psychic, my friend's psychic, telling me, you're going to change the world. You're going to travel the world, blah, blah, blah. And here I am in a car accident. Can't move. I'm looking at the ceiling is all I can do are my feet. And I'm thinking, okay, I told that guy he was crazy. But anyways, so here I am. I get a phone call later on when I get out of the hospital. It took me about a week and I got back to motricity and I was limping and got back to home and I was laying in bed. I couldn't do much because I couldn't walk that much. Everything was so hard just to get every movement, and everything is like a machine you have to relearn. And I remember being in the hospital, and at the time the movie Terminator had been out, right? I'm thinking Terminator and doing like this, trying to get my movement, and I imagined to get up until I fell down on like poof on the floor, my face like that. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that again. But anyways, I managed to get up. I started to walk a little bit more. It took some time. And then I got a call from a friend of mine, Christelle. She says, listen, this guy, I told him about you, that you studied NLP. He's doing this thing in Montreal. It's going to change everything. I said, yeah, I'm interested. Can you go meet him? I said, yeah, I'll be there. I'm thinking, wow, I can't. I'm still limping. It's been, weeks. And I get there, pass the interview, get the job. And all of a sudden I get these clients. I'm making money and I'm helping a lot of people. I discover psychic abilities and I do everything on my own and I'm going to do this, do that. And all of a sudden, you know what? Just fell. I wanted to become a trainer. Everything just fell apart, man. I lost everything. I had to leave the apartment. Luckily, I went to work in Beirut, so that gave me some time. Then I came back to my mom because I'd been out of the country for 3 months. I didn't know what to do and I didn't want to do anything anymore anyways for being psychic work and coaching or therapy in Beirut. Of all the places on earth, I used to make jokes saying, you know what, I'm going to spend 2 weeks in hell, I'll go to Beirut because the war and everything. And I helped people with trauma and things like that. It was really traumatic for even me. So when I came back, I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. Forget it. Okay. Again, on my own, get into I get a job. I thought, what's the job I can do that's the least amount of work possible or responsibility? So I get a job at a hotel. Big mistake. I ended up doing everything that I did in coaching for corporations or people, or I mean business and business owners. Same thing. Changing thing around, transformation change, and I'm thinking I'm getting paid peanuts. So I get out of there and I realize one thing. The one thing that set it up that was very different is that I worked with a team. I managed to motivate people, change the way they were thinking, and we managed to stay there for a whole year. They didn't let go of anybody. Everybody had a job during winter, which is the slow season, which usually they cut down employees and everything. And I realized how important teamwork is. And this module, this section really is about teamwork, all right? There's one thing I want you to know that is crucial about achievement, is that you cannot do it alone. If you still have that mentality, in my time there was Rambo, there's always this one loner. Now you see the Avengers and you see the teamwork and how people strive for it and want it, okay? The leadership, the teamwork, you know, the sacrifices, the decision making, everything, all right? So in terms of your teamwork, what I want you to do is I want you to build what's called a dream team. If you're in real estate or you're doing any type of project or any business venture or you're a doctor, whatever, ask yourself, who do I want on my team? Now, in order to be able to do it properly, I would suggest what I call the Bill Gates technique, which when he was growing faster and faster, he says, well, we kept hiring. We didn't know, so we kept hiring. But to do that, to be able to bring it to the level that he did, and Apple, same thing, you need to look at who you're hiring and what are you hiring. You're hiring is skills. Don't do like some clients that I've seen, they hire the babes, the girl, the woman hires the guy because he's hot. Forget that, okay? You're past that. That would be the art of nudity or whatever the program is, okay? Well, you're in the extraordinary art of achievement. So stay focused. What you want is what? So what are the skills that they have that you need? So whenever you're hiring somebody, maybe an HR person can help you, okay? There's one of my clients, he used to team up with people and they'd make him lose so much money. And one day he got into his car and like, you know what? This is my new thing now. The 2-hour ride. If I'm with somebody for 2 hours in a car, by the end of the 2 hours, I should know if I want to work with this person or not. Do they have the same values? Do they understand roles and responsibilities? Do they understand their roles? Do they understand their place? Okay? Meaning, what I mean by that is, or they want to go surpass you and steal your things, or degrade you, or laugh at you, or just be in the way doing squat, doing nothing, just getting paid and just, oh well, well, just wait. They're in charge of sales, they're not bringing in sales, then that's it. Before that, you should have had them do a psychometric test for sales. Did they have it or not? Okay? What do you want on your team? What are the skills? And then what's the culture that you want in the team? Okay? I always refer to a culture in which I go back to the Charter of Rights for Canada. Don't discriminate for age, this, sex orientation, whatever. That's up to you in terms of your roles and responsibilities, which you've done a while ago. So in terms of your dream team, what skills do you need? Okay? If you spend more to hire, then probably you'll spend less to fire. That's my belief, okay? Because I've seen people having to fire people, costing them hundreds of thousands of dollars. Why? Because they have to. It's in their clause, and they don't know how to get rid of them, okay? Another thing is, in your roles and responsibilities, be definite about what you want the person to do, and be smart in making sure they can achieve it. There's nothing worse in a culture of stress that I've seen people go through anxiety, depression, and so many burnout. Why? Because you have some schmuck that's a manager, not a leader, a manager to manage. Just because they climbed up because they had seniority, screw shit up so bad that they mess up the whole company. Or you have a company buying one, they change the whole culture of the company, and then, people are used to dressing up like this, and then all of a sudden they want 3-piece suits. You know what? I'm gone. I don't like suits. I'm never gonna wear one. I'm a tech person. I'm a nerdy. I can find any job anywhere I want. If you don't like it, screw you. And that's exactly what they do, okay? Some of them can't keep a job, but the fact is, you don't want that. Why? Because it costs a lot of money to get a new one. And time. It's your time. Remember time? ROT, return on time, that's what you have to do. All right. And besides, now you're in the extraordinary achievement. Okay, losing my voice. The extraordinary art of achievement, which means you have to look at your success cube. The width. You don't want a cone or a rectangle. You want width also. All right. Why? Because you want to help others succeed. But to enable you to succeed, they have to succeed too. But they need to know what you want. If you don't know what you want, find out. Because they're sure not going to find out. They're just going to do exactly what you're doing. Maybe in your values, write down the values. What are the values I need to be able to hire this person? Okay. Well, they need to follow the company values. But first of all, do they have their values themselves that are similar? If you hire somebody that doesn't care about anybody but themselves and they're self-entitled, maybe you won't see it at first, but when you start seeing clues after a period of probation, okay, even if you're an entrepreneur and you don't do probation and all those type of things, learn to find cues, ask friends, get referrals, okay, or references, okay? Look at what are the skills needed, and if you're not sure, ask somebody to help you. I can help you in the coaching, but you may ask somebody else at the same time, all right? Another thing you want is, in terms of team, you want camaraderie, which means, think of the movie The Avengers. I'm not sure if you've seen it or not, but that would be one great example, okay? Look at movies or examples of, people that stick together, like in the military, okay? You watch somebody's back and you don't let anybody behind. Why? Because when it gets tough, a lot of people don't care about just the money. They'll stick with you. I've heard people work with somebody for 6 months until the company went back to making money. And you know what? They sticked. They used their credit cards. They worked on credit. They worked on pushing things aside. Some of them messed up their credit, but they sticked because they believed in the person. And the person at one point went back to being successful. All right. So in terms of team, look at your notes, look at the workbook, write down what you need, what needs to be done, look at your outcomes, and be ready to interview them. Okay. If you want, again, all depending on the package you have in terms of coaching, I can use my intuitive abilities, or if you've developed your own intuitive abilities, or if you haven't, maybe you want to look at that to be able to use the name and the age of the person and then remote view or remote perceive to see, is this person going to be okay or not? A lot of my clients do that, and I guarantee you, you will save time, money, and effort, and also disappointment. All right, once again, congratulations on being here. Create the dream team, not nightmare team, a dream team to succeed. All right, remember, you're there to achieve, and you will make it an art form. Take care.